Hey everyone, welcome back to Summary in 15 Minutes. I'm so excited to have you here as we dive into a life-changing book. Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday. If you've ever felt like your emotions, distractions, or impulses are holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself, this video is going to light a fire under you. Today, we're unpacking how discipline isn't about being strict or boring. It's about building a life of purpose, freedom, and unstoppable progress. So grab a pen, get comfy, and let's dive into this journey together. Let's be real. Life is full of temptations. Your phone pings, and suddenly you're scrolling through social media for an hour. You plan to work on a big project, but a new show drops on Netflix and poof, there goes your evening. We've all been there, right? It's so easy to let distractions take over. But here's the good news. Discipline is like a muscle you can train. It's not about saying no to fun or living like a robot. It's about saying yes to what truly matters, your goals, your dreams, your future. In this video, we're going to break down the core lessons from Discipline is Destiny and give you practical, actionable strategies to take control of your time, stay laser-focused, and build habits that last. Whether you're chasing a promotion, trying to get in shape, or just want to feel more in charge of your days, these ideas will inspire you to step up. By the end, you'll have a clear playbook to make discipline your superpower. Ready to unlock your potential? Let's get started. 1. Seize the morning. Why early rising changes everything. Let's kick things off with a habit that can transform your life. Waking up early. I know. 5 o'clock a.m. sounds brutal. The thought of dragging yourself out of a warm bed before the sun's up? Not exactly thrilling. But hear me out. Early mornings are pure magic. When the world's still asleep, you get quiet, distraction-free time to focus on what matters most to you. Why is this so powerful? First, your brain is at its peak in the morning. Research shows your cognitive abilities, like creativity and problem-solving, are sharpest after a good night's sleep. Second, there's no chaos yet. No emails flooding your inbox, no kids asking for snacks, no notifications pulling you away. It's just you, your thoughts, and your goals. Let me paint a picture with a real-life example. Toni Morrison, the Nobel Prize-winning author, was a single mom with 2 young kids and a demanding job as an editor at Random House. Her days were a whirlwind of responsibilities, leaving her drained. But Toni had a dream: to write novels that would change the world. The only time she could carve out for herself was before dawn. Every morning, she'd wake up, make a cup of coffee, and write in the stillness of those early hours. Those quiet moments of focus led to her groundbreaking novel, The Bluest Eye, and a career that inspired millions. Think about what you could do with an extra hour each morning. Maybe you'd start that business you've been dreaming about, learn a new language, or finally get into meditation. Waking up early isn't about punishing yourself. It's about giving yourself a head start on the day. Here's how to make it happen. Start small. Set your alarm just 15 minutes earlier tomorrow and use that time for something meaningful, like journaling or planning your day. Gradually push it earlier as you get comfortable. Oh, and pro tip, put your alarm across the room so you have to get out of bed to turn it off. Trust me, it works! One more thing, make your mornings intentional. Create a simple routine like stretching, reading, or sipping tea while you set your goals. This sets a positive tone for the rest of your day. Imagine starting every morning feeling focused and empowered. That's the power of rising early. 2. Show up every day. Consistency is your secret weapon. Next, let's talk about a habit that sounds simple, but is absolutely game-changing: showing up. Discipline isn't about doing everything perfectly or waiting for a burst of inspiration. It's about taking action, even when you're tired, unmotivated, or just not feeling it. Want to get healthier? Start with a 10-minute walk. Dreaming of writing a book? Write 1 sentence today. The key is to do something, every single day. This reminds me of Thomas Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb. Edison wasn't some superhuman genius who had ideas handed to him on a silver platter. He once said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." Edison showed up to his lab every day, experimenting, failing, and trying again. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He worked relentlessly, and that consistency led to over 1,000 patents, including inventions that changed the world. Here's how you can apply this. Pick one goal you're passionate about. Break it into a tiny, doable action you can do daily. For example, if you want to learn guitar, commit to practicing for 5 minutes each day. It doesn't sound like much, but over a year, that's over 30 hours of practice. Small steps add up, and consistency compounds. To make this stick, try habit stacking. Pair your new habit with something you already do. For instance, if you want to read more, keep a book by your coffee maker and read a page while your coffee brews. Also track your progress. Use a journal or an app to mark each day you show up. Seeing that streak grow will keep you motivated, even on tough days. One last thought. Don't let bad days derail you. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just get back to it tomorrow. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. Show up day after day, and you'll be amazed at how far you go. 3. Lean into discomfort. Build resilience through challenge. Now, let's get a little uncomfortable, because that's where growth happens. Modern life is designed to keep us cozy. You can order food with a tap, binge shows all weekend, or shop without leaving your couch. While convenience is awesome, it can make us soft. Discipline means embracing discomfort to build resilience and mental toughness. Think about the last time you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. Maybe you ran a race, gave a presentation, or tried a new hobby. Those moments, while tough, made you feel alive and capable. Discomfort isn't the enemy, it's your teacher. A powerful example is Seneca, the Stoic philosopher from ancient Rome. Seneca was wealthy, with a life most people would envy. But he didn't let comfort define him. Every so often, he'd live like a poor man for a few days, eating basic food like bread and water, wearing simple clothes, even sleeping on the ground. Why? To prepare for life's unpredictability. By practicing discomfort, Seneca built the mental strength to handle any challenge, including surviving an assassination attempt by Emperor Nero. You don't have to sleep on the floor to get the benefits. Start small. Try a cold shower for 30 seconds, go for a walk without your phone, or skip dessert for a week. These tiny challenges train your brain to handle bigger obstacles. Over time, what feels hard now will become second nature. Here's a practical tip. Create a discomfort challenge for yourself. Pick one thing each week that pushes your limits, like public speaking, fasting for a day, or tackling a task you've been avoiding. Write down how it feels before, during, and after. You'll start to see discomfort as a tool for growth, not something to avoid. One more thing, discomfort builds confidence. Every time you face a challenge and come out stronger, you prove to yourself that you can handle anything. So lean into the grind. It's where you'll find your true strength. 4. Protect your time. Master the art of saying no. Here's a hard truth. If you say yes to everything, you're saying no to your dreams. Distractions aren't just annoying. They steal your time, energy, and focus. Discipline means setting clear boundaries and prioritizing what matters most. Take Booker T. Washington, the educator and founder of the Tuskegee Institute. Booker had a packed schedule, teaching, fundraising, speaking, and traveling. Yet he still found time to write 5 books. How? By mastering the art of saying no. He blocked off time for his priorities and politely declined anything that didn't align with his mission to educate and uplift others. Some called him selfish, but Booker knew that focus was the key to making a difference. You can do this too. Start by identifying your top priority. Maybe it's your career, your family, or a personal project. Then, practice saying no to things that don't serve that goal. If a coworker asks you to take on extra work that doesn't align with your objectives, say, "I'd love to help, but I'm committed to another project right now." If a friend invites you to an event that'll derail your schedule, try, "Thanks for the invite, but I've got plans tonight." It's not about being rude, it's about respecting your own time. A great tool for this is time blocking. Schedule specific hours for your most important tasks, like writing, exercising, or family time. Treat those blocks like sacred appointments, no interruptions allowed. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, and focus. You'll be amazed at how much you get done when you guard your time. One final tip. Practice saying no in low-stakes situations to build confidence. Decline a telemarketer's pitch or pass on a casual coffee invite. The more you say no, the easier it gets. Protect your time, and you'll protect your dreams. 5. Ditch perfectionism. Progress beats flawlessness. Let's talk about perfectionism. It sounds like a good thing, but it's often a dream killer. When you obsess over making everything flawless, you get stuck, procrastinate, or never finish. Discipline isn't about perfection. It's about moving forward, even when things aren't perfect. Martha Graham, the legendary choreographer, struggled with this. In 1931, she was creating a dance inspired by Mayan and Aztec cultures. As a perfectionist, she criticized every move, terrified that the performance wouldn't live up to her vision. She nearly gave up, but her music director, Louis Horst, pushed her to keep going. The final dance wasn't flawless, but it was complete, and it became a masterpiece that defined her career. If perfectionism is holding you back, try this. Set a deadline and commit to finishing, even if it's not perfect. For example, if you're writing a report, aim to complete a rough draft by Friday, then refine it later. Done is better than perfect. You can always improve, but you can't improve something that doesn't exist. Another trick, adopt the 80% rule. Aim to get your work to 80% of your ideal standard, then move on. Most people won't notice the difference, and you'll free up time for other priorities. Plus, the act of completing something boosts your momentum and confidence. One last thought. Perfectionism often hides fear of criticism, failure, or not being good enough. Remind yourself that progress is the goal, not flawlessness. Embrace the messiness of creation, and you'll unlock your potential. 6. Rise after falling. Failure is a stepping stone. Here's a reality check. No matter how disciplined you are, you will fail sometimes. That's not a flaw. It's part of being human. Discipline doesn't mean avoiding failure. It means having the courage to get back up when life knocks you down. Take Floyd Patterson, the heavyweight boxer. In 1959, he lost his championship title to Ingemar Johansson in a crushing defeat. Knocked down 7 times in one fight, Floyd was humiliated. But a letter from another boxer, Archie Moore, changed everything. Archie shared his own experiences with loss and urged Floyd to train harder, tweak his strategy, and believe in himself. Floyd took the advice to heart, worked tirelessly, and a year later, he faced Johansson again. This time, he won decisively, making history as the first heavyweight to reclaim the title. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? If a business venture flops, analyze what went wrong and adjust your approach. If you miss a deadline, figure out what distracted you and plan better next time. Failure isn't the end. It's a lesson. Here's a practical strategy. After a setback, do a failure autopsy. Write down what happened, why it happened, and one thing you'll do differently next time. This turns failure into a tool for growth. Also, remind yourself that every successful person has failed, often multiple times. The difference is they kept going. One final note. Don't let failure define you. You're not your mistakes. You're the person who learns from them. Get back up, dust yourself off, and keep moving toward your goals. 7. Use money wisely. A tool, not a trap. Money is a tricky beast. It can give you freedom, but it can also control you if you're not careful. Discipline means using money as a tool to support your goals, not letting it dictate your happiness. Babe Ruth, the baseball legend, learned this the hard way. At the height of his career, he earned more than the President of the United States. But instead of saving or investing, Ruth spent lavishly, throwing extravagant parties, buying sports cars, even purchasing a piano for a hotel. He thought the money would never stop flowing. But when his career slowed, he faced financial struggles and regretted his reckless spending. Here's how to avoid that trap. Create a balanced approach to money. Cover your essentials, housing, food, bills. Save for the future, like an emergency fund or retirement. Then, spend on things that truly matter, like experiences, education, or helping others. A simple budget can work wonders. Track your income and expenses and set limits for discretionary spending. One practical tip: use the 24-hour rule for non-essential purchases. If you want to buy something impulsive, wait 24 hours. If you still want it, consider if it aligns with your goals. This curbs emotional spending and keeps you focused. Another idea: automate your savings. Set up a direct deposit to a savings account so you're not tempted to spend it. Even $20 a week adds up to over $1,000 a year. Money should serve your dreams, not steal your peace. Use it wisely, and you'll build a life of freedom and purpose. 8. Balance, strictness, and kindness. Discipline yourself, inspire others. Finally, let's talk about how to apply discipline in your relationships. True discipline starts with being strict with yourself, holding yourself accountable, pushing your limits, and owning your mistakes. But when it comes to others, practice kindness and tolerance. Kato the Younger, a Roman philosopher, lived this principle. Despite his wealth, Kato was disciplined and humble, wearing simple clothes and sleeping on the ground during military service. His brother, Capio, was the opposite, indulging in luxury and extravagance. Instead of judging or trying to change Capio, Kato accepted their differences, focusing on his own growth. You can't control how others live, but you can lead by example. If a friend makes choices you don't agree with, let them be. Focus on your own path. If a coworker slacks off, don't waste energy criticizing. Double down on your own work. Set high standards for yourself, but give others grace. Here's how to practice this. Hold yourself accountable daily. At the end of each day, ask, did I do my best? Did I stay focused? If you fell short, plan how to improve tomorrow. But when others mess up, offer support instead of judgment. Maybe a teammate missed a deadline. Ask how you can help rather than pointing fingers. One tip: practice active listening. When someone shares their struggles, really hear them out without jumping to advice or criticism. This builds trust and shows you value them, even if their choices differ from yours. By being strict with yourself and kind to others, you create a life of balance and influence. Bringing it all together, your discipline playbook. Wow, we've covered a ton of ground today. Let's tie it all together with the key lessons from Discipline is Destiny. First, wake up early to claim quiet, focused time for your goals. Second, show up every day even if it's just a small step. Consistency beats talent every time. Third, embrace discomfort to build resilience and confidence. Fourth, protect your time by setting boundaries and saying no to distractions. Fifth, ditch perfectionism and focus on progress over flawlessness. Sixth, rise after failure, using setbacks as lessons for growth. Seventh, use money as a tool to support your dreams, not control your life. And finally, be strict with yourself, but kind to others, leading by example. Discipline isn't about being perfect or living a joyless life. It's about choosing your purpose over distractions, your growth over comfort, and your dreams over excuses. Every small choice you make today, getting up early, saying no to a temptation, or pushing through a challenge, builds the foundation for a life of meaning and success. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one lesson from this video and start tomorrow. Maybe it's setting your alarm 15 minutes earlier, committing to a daily habit, or saying no to a distraction. Share your plan in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're working on. And if this summary inspired you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who needs a boost, and subscribe to Summary in 15 Minutes for more videos like this. Your support means the world to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. You're here because you want to grow, and that's already a win. Keep showing up, keep pushing, and remember, discipline is your key to unlocking a life of purpose, freedom, and greatness. I'll see you in the next video. Stay awesome.